Magazine Monday, Magazine Monday, Magazine Monday. What are you reading today? Yeah, how's it going, everybody? I was told to do this Magazine Monday with the Arnold Schwarzenegger accent. I found, a model railroad. September '98 it was a great time. Last action hero making crazy movies that don't make sense, but still allow me to open tons of Planet Hollywood restaurants around the world that eventually will close. So let's pull that out and let's read through the model railroader. This is one out of the bag. Look at that. You had the scenery for the coal branch. You find yourself on the coal branch. I don't like the coal branch. We need the nuclear weapon branch. And make a movie about it. And then we could detail a Union Pacific IC-44. And then when we're done, we lay your own end scale turnouts. Which is very tough to do unless you're super skilled. Let's break out our giant knife. I got this razor blade from Crocodile Dundee himself, yeah. He's a national hero. Alright, let's cut. Yay! Yay! He's cut like that. Okay. Here it comes. The model railroader is being pulled out of the plastic sheet right now. Never opened. And now, fresh out of the bag. Here it comes. Model railroader, September 1998. And as the governor of California, I approve this message. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to do the whole thing in the Arnold Schwarzenegger accent, but I am going to tell you a fun story about, look at this. Let's start with this. First of all, I don't even know whether to call this a dock side or port side or whatever side. I love this steam engine. Look at these racks. What are these things? Hang on. Whoosh. What is in there? It just looks like timber. Timber! Yeah, you got to get the timber. What a great looking downtown. Now, I was saying the other day, a layout that is cluttered looks sloppy unless you purposefully clean it up. Great looking pylons here. This is a great looking picture. It looks cluttered. It's very vibrant, colorful, very much like the end of the 90s. I'd say early 90s had a lot of khaki and drab and a bunch of loose-fitting crap clothing, but then you got to the end of the 90s where you had NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera dominating the pop charts, and that kind of gave a vibrancy, which inspired a lot of colorful everything. But dust and rust, grease and grime can make its way if you got the perfect Aztec airbrush. Sorry, I'm going to be going in and out of that accent. I don't know why today it hit me about that story about we got a call, and in between tours, fun fact, I'd work for a moving company, Renato Handling, to make ends meet in between tours. Yeah. That was almost a British thing. Oi, in between tours, yeah. I worked for a moving company, yeah. And because of that, we got some nice looking CNW, yeah. Looking 86-foot auto parts cars, yeah. And those automobiles, they got themselves together. So good on you, Affan. But we get this call, and the owner of the company calls me up, and I kind of had worked for so long for his company that I was kind of a pseudo foreman. He's like, Timmy, you're going to be going up to Arnold Schwarzenegger's house today. I'm going to be joining you. No mess ups. Cartoons, railroad cartoons. Josh Gordon, this looks like your layout, except less track. Gotta run a train until I see the nose. Go check out Loco Links on Instagram. Josh Gordon, great dude. I love when he just makes a spaghetti bowl on top of a table or on the floor of his kitchen, and then just runs trains in and out and about. And he wants to run his Marklin. Yeah, you run your Marklin. I'm in a rare form right now, but hey, when am I not? But so we head on up to Arnie's house, and we have to check in. Had a bunch of cars in the main thoroughfare. If you look at his house on Google Earth, you will see he has a nice little center area to a very mission style. Buy our stuff! Mission style. Look at the cost of this. Hang on. There we go. 3 different cab numbers from Bachmann Spectrum. Was one of the cooler units. Even though it didn't make sense, you could really upgrade that thing and make it work. Especially in the DC era. I love the Mini Trainmaster. Always. But we get up to his place. We check in at the front security gate. And we have to move this 2,500-pound super safe, strongman safe. And so we go inside, and there's Arnie walking around. Doesn't say anything to us just about yet. I love this unit. That's great. Just a U.S. Army Jeep 10. They used to have one of these up at Camp Pendleton Marine Base for quite a while. And you could see it from the 5 freeway. As you were heading north, it was parked right on that Y that they would load the tanks and armored vehicles onto. Here's this. I love this. Okay, look at this. Finding new model railroaders. If you are part of the youth of Finding Model Railroaders, please just DM us here at the YouTube page, or go on over to the TikTok for Railroads Rock Show, or head on over to the Instagram, Railroads and Rock and Roll. DM me and see how you can get involved with donating train engines, rolling stock, track, power packs, so we can construct train sets for the youth of America and give them away to folks that are interested in model railroading, that are of the youth, anywhere between 10 years old and 18. We want to deliver railroad layouts for you to enjoy the hobby and share the hobby. Share the hobby with your peers and all the other folks. The only caveat is the only way we deal with you is if we're dealing with your parental units. So if you text us or DM us, Smith Brothers, it's my last name, Smith, Timmy D. Smith. There you go. So whenever I say or see Smith on stuff, that's what's up. But the only way to really, truly communicate with us is through your parents. So if you're excited, talk to your parents first. Let them know what we're doing, and then have them get in touch with me. Or even find Engineer Evan at Michigan Subdivision on Instagram. This is a great looking layout, by the way. Carabasset and Dead River Railroad. Oi, looks good. Berlin Mills, man. Them Krauts know how to make themselves a nice little area to do their thing. Look at this. I don't even know what that is. That I believe this is narrow gauge. Is this narrow gauge? Is this ON3 or HON3? Let's find out. Boom. Ooh, it's HON 2.5. 28 by 28 feet. I do remember reading this publication back in the day. Now I'm having my memory jogged. So cool. So very cool. I love this waterfront stuff. This is great. Look at the coal barge up here. Rad stuff. Look at this snow spreader right there. Nice little snowplow right there. So cool. HON 2.5, huh? Well, ipso facto, this is rad. That's a great looking bridge. So, eventually, as we get this genie lift out of the truck to bring down this 2,500-pound safe, strongman safe, because he was having it moved to a storage unit. He comes down, shakes all of our hands. Hi, guys. How you doing? Everybody doing okay today? Did you see my pony? Arnold Schwarzenegger has this miniature pony named Whiskey. Yeah, you got my pony named Whiskey. Have you seen it? Go ahead, look at some of his TikTok or X videos or whatever it is, and I'm sure you'll see a video of him eating cereal with his pony, Whiskey. Very beautiful pony. We get into the backyard, we're loading this thing out. We had to build a ramp of plywood sheets to get it over the grass. Otherwise, it would have sunk in. That's a cool doodle bug, by the way. Look at that. From scratch building this HO scale. Oh, sorry. No. From scratch building this O scale model of an Electromotive Corporation EMC, gas electric, built 1927. Or built in 1927. It operated on the Toronto, Hamilton, and Buffalo Railroad between Hamilton, Welland, and Waterford, Ontario. Kevin kit passes American Car and Foundry resin car sides to get the appropriate window and door spacing. Except for the bell, headlights, and marker lamps. He scratch-built the roof details from brass, styrene, and wood. The radiator shutters are .003-inch brass. The underbody has some commercial parts and numerous scratch-built details. And the car is powered with Northwest Shortline Magic Carpet drives in the front truck. Kevin spray-painted the car with scale coat black, Canadian Pacific maroon, and a mixed cream color. It's lettered with CDS dry transfers and has MV headlight lenses. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is something of something with something. The Pike City Beltline. Look at this nice little peninsula switching layout. Gotta love a switching layout. Let's keep moving. Model a Union Pacific AC44 CW and HO scale. You're going to start with absolutely nothing and end up with something. That's right. This looks like a Rail Power Products shell. I could be wrong. This may be Athearn. It looks more like an Athearn shell, but hang on. Let's take a look at this. It'll say. Hang on. Let's look at what we're doing. Yeah, start with the undecorated AC44. Okay, so it is an Athearn undecorated AC44. Look at all of the amazing accoutrement that gets added in with all the nickel silver wheels, the brass receptors, just some of the stuff that used to go into really doing it up and giving it that oomph to make it look like that. And look at that. I mean, that's a great looking unit. I mean, might as well be something from today, built in the yesteryear. So let's look at some cool pictures really quick. There we have, that looks like an Athearn -9. That's been added to the lightning round. These are just great pictures. Such great stuff. Love the chassis system. Can't get enough of it. Yo, Proto 2000. So anyways, we end up chilling out at Arnie's house and getting that strongman safe to his warehouse for storage. And it was one of the cooler moments of when, I mean, being in the movie industry and doing all the stuff that I've done, you meet a lot of actors and celebrities working on all these different movies and TV shows. But to be outside of that realm and just get to work, with a little bit of that blue collar rust and mobilize and franchise something for a celebrity. And he was so kind, and wow, we got tipped. I think we got tipped $100 a piece, which was great. So even working all day, I made like $250 that day just moving that strongman safe, and to get an extra $100 in cash on top of that. Wow. That was everything, especially at the time. I mean, that was food for the month. But having said that, we're going to finish this up. I like a CF7 CP. Okay. You got your little Pac-Man logo back there. But we're going to tie things up. Buy our stuff. Buy our stuff. Do we have an along the line back here? What do we got? What do we got at the end? I always looked forward to the old along the line. So what do we got? That's true. Look at that. New York City, mate. Wow. Where did that come from? Well, this is the old school container ship, as they say. For almost 100 years, the standard bulk... Here, let's do this in the Arnie accent. Yay! For almost 100 years, the standard bulk quantity of goods was a carload, and that meant a railroad car. Although much has been made of the modern container revolution, for many years the railroad car was the container of choice. While they didn't get shipped overseas very often, there we go, I got to read correctly, for crossing smaller bodies of water, which I love, the body. I like to pump, I like to put it up, I like to feel like I'm being filled with air. It made more sense to ship the container than to transship the goods. And that's why I am made of iron, like all these buildings. So remember, if you're listening to good old Arnie, your most important signal you get is gonna be your next one. Yay!